Hey guys, it's Apoch from Apoch's Metal Review here again, and I got my hands on the new Soilwork. Ah, Nuclear Blast sent it over to me last night. I've been off and on listening to it since last night. Today I actually got to spend most of my time with the album. As you guys know, it's a 2-disc album. The total comes to an hour, 24 and a half minutes. Just of all new material, and I was really excited based on the singles. I was really anxious to hear this album. I was checking every day to see if the CD came in, and yesterday it showed. I was very ecstatic. I was basically jumping off the walls with joy. I am a Soilwork fan. I haven't enjoyed the last two albums. I haven't enjoyed them since Sworn to the Great Divide. The last album I bought by them was Stabbing the Drama, and that one still kind of pushed it for me. I thought it was a good album. I just didn't like it as much. Natural Born Chaos was the one where I came in, and it took Album of the Year pretty much everywhere, and it really deserved it. I thought it was a fantastic album. It's one of my top favorite albums. I still listen to it to this day, and if I just really want some energy, if I really just want to bang my head to something, that is one of the albums I run to. For anybody who doesn't know, I'll give brief history, obviously. Soilwork from Helsingborg, I think it's pronounced, Sweden. And they're a melodic death metal act, but now they're being categorized more as a metalcore act meets modern rock. They've had 8 albums. Obviously, they started to change around Stabbing the Drama. Sworn to the Great Divide was when they really made that huge shift. One of the albums that is one of the most infamous, Figure Number 5, which came right after Natural Born Chaos. I liked it for what it was. Definitely not winning any major awards from me, but it got torn to shreds by many people. I kind of understand why. It's really not that great an album. It came with demo material from back in the day. If you got the limited edition one, which is the main reason why I go back to it sometimes, just to pop that second disc in. So it's worth it to track it down for that if you haven't picked it up yet. But as far as The Living Infinite goes, I've been saying Infinite for some reason, so bear with me. If you haven't heard them yet, obviously there are 3 singles out there. The Spectre of Eternity, This Momentary Bliss, and Rise Above the Sentiment. I have notes. There's so many songs I had to take notes here. They just released a music video for This Momentary Bliss. That one is the only one I don't really like. It's not a bad song, but it definitely reflects the lighter material on this album, the more rock-driven stuff. Spectrum of Eternity and Rise Above the Sentiment, though, are fantastic. They're some of the heaviest material I've heard from Soilwork in a long while, and best represents some of the heaviest material on this 2-disc set. Just unfortunately, there's not a lot of heavy material on here. There's plenty of good songs on here that do have a nice edge. I mean, right when the album starts, I hear the best scream from Bjorn that I've ever heard on a Soilwork album. Unfortunately, it doesn't really last. Some heavier songs throughout the album. Other than that, it does present a good deal of variety. One song that really surprised me was Tongue. It did have a nice edge to it, but it was surprisingly upbeat and uplifting, especially in the chorus. Bjorn really tries to push for not higher falsettos, but definitely a higher emotional presence, and it actually works. I'm really surprised that one wasn't one of the singles they released. Instead of This Momentary Bliss, they should have released that one. It was lighter like that, but it had more emotion and drive behind it. The Living Infinite, there we go again. That one surprised me a bit. The keyboards had more of a folkish touch to them, kind of like a flute, if you will. It was interesting to hear. I like the song kind of for that, for the experimental aspect. Like, I don't think they've ever done anything like that before. And it was nice to hear. It was interesting to see them do something a little different. The Living Infinite 2, that was one of the more light rock-oriented songs. I wasn't that impressed. It just sounded a bit too generic for me. But again, Disc 2 seemed to be a little less impressive than Disc 1. Disc 1 had me a little more energetic and energized. Disc 2, not so much. Um, can't remember. There's two songs on here that really they didn't quite feel out of place, but it shows the variety that the band was working with. Windswept Mercy and Antidotes in Passing. Those two actually sounded kind of progressive in a way. It sounded like something the Devin Townsend project has been doing lately. It would sound like something that Devin Townsend would put on a new release, especially Epic Loud. It was just kind of out of nowhere. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed them for what they were. Some of them were actually kind of soothing, especially Antidotes in Passing. Sorry, I forgot the S. That one actually was a little laid back and had me kind of relaxed compared to some of the heavier material on disc 1, which there is a good deal of on disc 1. Disc 2, just it's all lighter stuff. I mean, it's understandable. Except for one song, and I'm going to mention this one right now. It's Owls Predict, Oracles Stand Ground. I'm assuming there's a comma in there, but it wasn't in the track listing that I got. This is easily one of the worst songs I have heard from Soilwork. It's all breakdowns. It's basically like an Amure song, but tries to be lighter. It's heavy, it has a crushing tone to it. It's not even that crushing, it's okay. But it's boring as hell. Oh my god. It's like 5.5 minutes, and it just felt like I was sitting there for eternity. I kept looking at my fiance, just thinking, when is this going to end? Is this going to end soon? Let me check. Oh, god damn it, I'm only 2 minutes in. What? This blows. God's sake, end! I was ready to just turn it off myself, but worse albums I've suffered through, this one wasn't going to be the one to get me, especially right at the end. And Disc 2 actually has some instrumentals. Despite how bad it ends, the disc isn't that bad itself. The instrumentals, Entering Aeons is an introduction track. It's really nothing that great. It has kind of a sci-fi touch to it, but I mean, it's as generic as you're going to get. It's enjoyable for what it is, just like as an introduction, but you can just bypass it at any time. Although the Loyal Shadow, that one was actually really relaxing. It's 2 minutes and some seconds. It's not bad. I actually managed to put my head back and kind of drift away a little bit with it. It was very soothing, calming, had a good deal of keyboards at work. Something that, it was actually really surprising. And that, again, that plays into the variety of the album. The second disc especially, they actually, on that side, really tried to do the keyboards more like an organ, kind of like what you would expect from a 70s or 80s rock band, or 70s, I guess, 60s, 70s, that would have like an organ going for the piano or keyboards. Trying to think of some bands off the top of my head. I just can't. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's just like a regular organ kind of thing. And it works. I don't really recall hearing organs on past Soilwork albums. It really just feeds into the modern rock sound that they have, and when the edgier material comes in, which is usually the main verses more than the chorus, it does actually kind of mesh the chorus and the heavier verse together a little better. It keeps the flow from beginning to end without necessarily jumping from one style to another. So that actually worked in the album's favor. Compared to the last few albums, this one really shows that the band has it together. But at the same time, they have over nearly an hour and a half of material to work with. They easily could have released all the heavier material on one disc and then later on all the lighter rock stuff on the next. Am I impressed? Kind of. Was it what I expected? Not really. The press built this one up horribly. I was reading that it's like the tightest album the band has ever put out. They're back in full force. I was expecting something like the Chain Heart Machine meets a modern Figure Number 5 stabbing the drama sound. And in some cases, that's what I got. Especially on disc 1. Disc 2, not so much. And that kind of let me down. I understand that they're still working with the modern rock aspect, but in a way it's a little generic. You get this burst of energy right from the start. The first few songs, you want to actually just get up and start a mosh pit or join one. You want to punch somebody in the face. Then nothing. Like after track 4, I just kind of fell out of it. It's just like, okay, well, this is good. It's catchy. It's melodic. I like it, but I don't really want to. It's not fueling me with any energy. It doesn't make me want to jump up and start moshing where I stand, or start chanting along, throwing my fist in the air. It didn't meet the expectations that everybody made it out to be, unfortunately. But as far as everything goes, this, in my opinion, is probably the best since Stabbing the Drama. Definitely not as... Figure number 5, definitely not. No, it's much, much better than figure number 5. It definitely doesn't compare to Natural Born Chaos, but it's definitely around that point where you could say Natural Born Chaos is as good as that one. But they just try and blend the sound of figure number 5, it seems, with the modern Stabbing the Drama elements. And in a way, they did mature. It's a lot tighter. It's just not that engaging. It's not what everybody makes it out to be. And that, to me, was a letdown. Everything is just good. And that's it. The first 4 songs, which pretty much are just the singles, that's it. That's all you're really going to get out of it. Everything else is like, okay, yeah, I can get into this, but I'm not really going to do anything with it. So, yeah, if I had to give it a rating, it's not bad. I'd at least give it a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. If you're a Soilwork fan, especially of the Stabbing the Drama era, you're gonna like this album. Pure and simple. It's good. Is it a day one buy? No. Nah, not by any means. You can wait on this one. So, that's my suggestion. There's nothing really much to talk about on this album, unfortunately. God, I wish there were more. I really had my hopes up for this one. I'm sure you guys did too. But again, it's good. I give it a 7.5 out of 10, if anything. And definitely check it out. It's worth it, but the singles are really all you have to check out if you're not the biggest Soilwork fan. Those are easily the best off the album. Especially, just moving notes, especially Spectrum of Eternity, that is the best song off the album, as far as the heavier material goes. Lighter stuff, definitely this Momentary Bliss. That's it. So, go on out, buy it, add it to your collection. You'll have like 84 minutes of new material. I'm sure you'll like it. Just don't expect the world.